Okay, you'll have seen in the last video that I did this little coffee table. It's just a crate, but I've waxed it. I will be waxing it again. It's sort of dried in now, but that was the other project I done a while back. We are talking a while back now. We're talking a good few years. I made loads of these hearts, and obviously this is full of dust. I've just dragged it out of a box now. They're all sorts. They're under things, and we'll have a good clear out. But what I do is I make the hearts just out of softwood, and then stain them, and some of them are painting, rub the paint off, distress them, and they've never been finished off. They're just literally full of sawdust. So we just take, got some blank somewhere as well, like half done. It makes a difference once this is in. What I mean is, it's just a heart at 1 minute, and then once you start getting the string on, it seems to pull it together. Don't know where the end is of this. Simple, effective. So obviously it needs cleaning up, but there's a little gift for someone, and so simple. But as I say, I've got loads of them. I'll just take it over now and just show you a few little bits and bobs that I've got scattered around that are either half finished, not even started, and planned. Here's the first one to show you now. My little coasters. These are coasters that I've made, and I made a set. Actually, I don't know how many's in a set. I think it's 6. I'll have a look now. I'll take it over and show you. These were from decking, from a job, from a landscaping job. I didn't want to throw the decking away. I knew I'd do something with it, but I wasn't sure what. This is the decking. I haven't used this piece because it's full of nails. They weren't all like this. There was only every sort of 8th one for some reason or whatever, with this many nails in and things, and stained. So I couldn't use that. But that's the wood that these are from. And then I've chamfered them all around the edge. These are already done, but I'll show you now. So as I say, there's one in action. And this is the others that I've already made, and they were ready to sell, but I wasn't ready to sell them. So they're already done. They're in fours. They're in fours, all wrapped up with the manila string. And as I say, there's plenty of them, and they were just decking. And we actually used them in our house now, so we're using them, and they're fine. They work great. So that's one project. They need taking out, cleaning, and I want to make some labels for everything I make, any DIY project I make. I want to stick a label on it, and the label, I think this is leather, or somebody was throwing out a settee. Oh, here's the hearts. Here's the what do you call it? Not mould. The the blank blocks that I make. Cut them out. So there's plenty knocking about to finish off. But this leather, what I want to do is cut it into a pattern, and then put some kind of logo or name. Nothing to do with the LHL Garden Services. It's to do with woodwork and things like that. So I've got to think of a name for doing that, and then I'll attach it to everything that I sell. But I want it in leather because I want it to look nice. So that's that. So as I say, there's plenty going on. That's that. Now, there's a couple of things I want to show you over here. There's a lamp and a table, but I'm going to switch it off and I'm going to move everything out the way, and I'll bring that forward to here so you can see it. See you in a sec. Okay, so again, I've deliberately done this to look old and battered, marked. This has come away. I did epoxy resin it, but it's been moved around the workshop. It's been in the unit. It's been back here, so that obviously will need doing again. I'm not a fan of this plastic, but you can get brass or anything like that. And this was the shade I was going to use for it, but I don't know if it goes with the lamp. Let me just do this one-handed. I don't know if that goes. Looks like a bit of a lighthouse. I don't know if it goes, but it doesn't matter. You can pick shades up, but that's an idea. But the shade's getting kept anyway for obviously a project. And this won't go. Oh no. So that's that. And this is mahogany round the tops and the bottom, which obviously are painted over, so that needs rubbing off so that that's clean. And then the bottom, but I like the idea of it and I like the colour of it. Again, not everyone's cup of tea. I'd like to get a little pop-up shop and then sell what I make. I think when people can see it, feel it, they might go in to buy, say, a girl might go in to buy, say, a throw, whatever they're called, a robe thing, shawl, and then have a look at something like, oh, that lamp looks nice, I like that. What a guy, you know, whatever. But there's plenty of things. Let me show you this table. I've got to dig it out. It's one of my favourites, and I will be asking a high price for it eventually. I'll dig it out. Right. This is actually one of my favourites. I'll spin you around and talk you through it. Okay, so that's just a quick view of it. You can see how dirty it is. You can see it's absolutely rotten. I'm going to just give it a quick clean. I've got some Winderly in there. So I'll just give it a quick spray and a little bit of a clean. Look, there's cobwebs on it. And then talk you through it. You can see the object of it there, look, coming through. I say the object, not that object, the objective. See, like here now, and you can see the wood through the glass. Oh, I think it's lovely. Really do. I shall explain in 1 minute. Let me just clean it all up. Okay, so that's a little bit cleaner. So basically what we've got is we've got a piece of driftwood that I was down in Plymouth doing a job. It's the decking job that I've just put up on Instagram. A 2-tiered decking job looking down a hill on a garden. It's on our playlist on YouTube. Anyway, while I was down there, I was on the beach in Plymouth and I found this driftwood. Lovely shape. All the old screws still in it. This one's just... can you see that? No, hang on. Sticking up. So I just loved it, and I thought I want to make a coffee table out of it, but I didn't think it was going to be strong enough, obviously, to put anything on. So I wanted to put glass over it, but I didn't want to put square glass over it. So I actually went to a shop with the wood and I asked them to cut a piece of glass to the same shape, and I think they've done a great job. You know, it follows the contours, follows the shape, everything. So I'm really happy with it, and I've obviously lifted it up a little bit so you can get underneath to clean the glass. Someone commented that they didn't like the legs, and I thought, oof, it was supposed to be a contrast of sort of modern mahogany and old, because this I'm not going to sort of make something up and say like, oh, it's from the Titanic, but it's that old. You don't know where it's come from. I don't know where it's come from. The point is, it has come from some kind of boat years ago, and that's all I know. So it is really years old. So with the glass and the mahogany legs, I just thought it was a bit of a contrast. Someone would have to see it and then decide for themselves if they like it or not. But I think it's brilliant. I love it. So I'm quite proud of that. It's actually one of them projects that I swore I'd do, and I have done. I've finished, but I've done nothing with it at the moment. So, you know, I think it looks great. I'm made up with it. I really am. So we'll see how that goes. So really, I suppose this little video is like an introduction, really, of the little bits and bobs that I'm doing and done. I'm preparing you. As I say, if it gets the views, I'll be more than willing to do it. Because it matters. I think, as I said on the other one, and I promise you I wasn't moaning, and I'm not moaning now, but I just want to make a point that if you do spend time doing a video, you would like someone to watch it, because that's the whole point of it. Otherwise, I would just work in the workshop on my own and not film it if I wasn't bothered. This is another one. A mirror. This is finished, but sorry, it's not finished. It's completed, but it needs a lick of paint and then the paint rubbing off. Sorry, just let me turn it round. So that's actually, stand over here. That's actually done, but I don't want to leave it. I think it looks too distressed, if that makes sense. It looks too. Just give me 1 second. Frank, stop it! I've put a little barrier there for him, but I can hear him trying to climb over it. Ladies and gentlemen, you just see me absolutely die. There's that's floating down. That. Where is it? There. It's just floated past me. And I seen it out the corner of my eye. Like that. Oh, my heart's still pounding. Anyway, the mirror, yes, it's distressed, and I want it to look distressed, but I think it looks too distressed. So that's sort of, I might paint that as a little project if you want to see that done. It's nothing exceptional. So up to now, until I get things going, it's just going to be a little bit of finishing off a job. So that's basically it, really. We've got loads and loads and loads. I mean, this is a job. It was old doors, old louver doors that I wanted to make some kind of little plant rack for. I mean, the mirror needs cleaning, obviously. So that's done. That's basically finished. That's how it's going to stay. It'll look nice once it's on a garden wall. And then we've got this key cabinet that I need to rub down because it's oak. This one. And then that one there is just a pine cabinet, but I like it. So I'm going to distress that as well. There's plenty, absolutely plenty to do. Got to get the lathe working. It does work, but I fiddled with it and then it didn't work. So that's it, really. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else just to show you. Oh yeah, one more little thing that's over here, but it's buried because I've moved everything out the way. See if I can just pull one out. Let me just see. I've made a few of these, and these where I was taking trellis work down for the customer, and I made some little pots, some little herb trays for them, so it's got herbs on, and I've deliberately used rusty nails and just banged them in. You know, that wasn't even using any machinery. Just cut it all on an angle, and then that's it. It's a little herb tray for some little pots. There's a couple of them under there. I think I've done about 6 or 7 altogether. Doesn't matter anyway, they're under there. But these are the things that I'm talking about on my site that I wanted to do, because a lot of the things I'm talking about using reclaimed stuff like this. I was absolutely, just making something makes me feel good. But if I think I've salvaged something and made something and made some money, that's not a win-win, it's a win-win-win. So yeah, it is a hobby. I'm not looking to retire with it. But also, if you are planning on selling something, try bloody selling it and not doing what I do and just keeping things in here. All the coasters are in here. All these are in here. The table's in here. Well, the coffee table's only just been finished, hasn't it? And then we've got this to do. A good mate of mine who's dead now, and, you know, God rest his soul, loved him to bits. He did removals, and he gave me that. It was absolutely full of the old brown varnish, etc. And I cleaned it all off. Bought these, but as you can see, they're going a bit. They don't need cleaning. But I didn't even attach them, and it's been dripped on with a machine dripped oil. Anyway, it needs finishing. I love it. There's just certain things that I don't even know what they do. They just make you feel like when you look at a piece of furniture, I'll look at that and I'll think that, and then look at another piece and won't think anything at all about it. So let's get on with a project. I started this a while back. It was getting thrown out, as most of the things. That's the whole point of recycling. I couldn't bear to see it thrown out. And the reason why is this is only chipboard, absolutely worth nothing. Cheap looking, cheap to buy everything. But I like the metal framework in it. And what I was thinking is, if this was wood, solid wood, it would be a completely different ball game. It would look nice, it would be worth money, everything. So the carcass is already there, the basics is already there. So what I'm going to do is just basically plant wood on top of it. Simple as that. I say simple. I've already started this bit, and to put wood on the top, I'm just literally going to put these on top, glue them on. I've checked if this is sound. I am going to take off this strip and see, because anything on it, so I'll take that off. But I'll leave this on because it's all right. It's not coming off. It's sound. So I'll leave that on. Just literally glue them on. Get the track saw and then cut them all straight all around so they're fitting. And then just put a little, obviously not that big, just a little apron around. In fact, you could probably do that big if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter. And then this is the bit, the fiddly bit. I've already started this because this isn't just a pole going through and then you drill a hole. You've got this as well, so it's sort of elongated the hole. And what I did was cut these holes into this wood and then try to off them up. It's okay because I do want it to look a bit rustic, but my argument is I don't want it to look scruffy, I want it to look rustic. So what I'm going to do is start again, and I'm going to cut a piece of wood, the width of that there, measure the middle and then drill a hole in the middle and then cut the wood down the centre on the table saw so that we've got them in the middle. There's only two to do, so obviously if I do half I've got both of them. So this bit here is redundant. I've already done it, but it's not too bad actually. But you see, that's where it is now. If I put a piece of wood in there, it's still not reaching it, you see. So then that's got to be cut. So to be honest with you, the bit that I've measured with the hole in and cut, I might have to put in there, so I'll still probably will need two. One for this one. I won't just need half, will I? So okay, cut two of them. So I'll get on with that. That'll be our project. Got my apron on as well because I don't like any paint or glue on my work clothes. So let's just cut this one down on the bench, on the saw, just in half. And what I'll do, so I'll mark underneath it where I want to cut. And that should give me where I want. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me because someone's mowing their lawn right next door. I'm going to clamp it down now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a rag underneath the wood because this is uneven. I'm going to sand it after it's done. So the rag, this is just me thinking that if there's pressure on the wood and the rag's going to follow any contours, that's the idea anyway. It's going to be better than nothing. I was going to do some measuring, but this isn't a bad fit actually. It fits both. But what I need to do is make that out of one piece where I've cut down the middle. So I'll use this as a template on that one now. So I'm going to take the hole cutter over them. It's probably a bit too big, but saying that, it, you know, it's probably going to be the neatest fit. How we go with that? That's taking shape. The top is fine. I hope this works. If you get me drift, if I just put the wood across all these, it wouldn't press that. It might miss that one because they're not straight. So I'm thinking the cloth will take any undulations out. It may not, but that's my little idea anyway. These look great. I'm happy with these. I could leave them the way they are, or as I said a minute ago, fill them with something. I don't know, but it's much better job than what I've done last time. I did rush it last time. I'm quite happy with that. So what I'll do now is just plant. So, oh, I've just noticed. Oh God, this is the life of Lee. Got another one to cut round down there. Never mind, we did it. I've just put all the stuff away. But does it matter? No. Okay, let's get on with that. So we'll just get this spread out. And what I'll do is I'll make a little, I'd rather have this thicker at the end than have a thin piece at the end. I'll do a little slither to go in. I'll show you now what I mean. It doesn't quite join up. So this one will go on there. And then this one on there. I will put the camera down in a sec, I'll just show you. And then I'll put a slither in there. So I'll just set that up now. Well, we're going to leave it there. That's all we can do for now. I've just got it all clamped up. It is a little pet hate of mine, all the clamps, because you need so many and then you can't progress with anything because it's all getting like glued and clamped. It's part of the game, I'm afraid. But yeah, we've got weights on, we've got clamps on. I'll leave it as it is for now, but it's all the sections are all filled in. I feel much better. They're all the little gaps. But what I will have to do is I'll have to dig it out because it's in the unit. Is get me electric planer and then just go around the edges just to make sure everything's okay before I put the pot. I'll video it. So Frank, we're going in for our tea. It's Dad and Lad shed this. Two of the dogs aren't allowed in. Just me and Frank. Men only, I'm afraid. Is that right, Frank? Hey, is that right? I'm going to do one thing now, just before I go. I won't film it, which I'm not really acclimatized to, and I should. It's most important. It's just as important as anything else. I am when I'm doing my landscaping and my gardening, but I'm not when I'm doing it for myself, and that is I tidy up now, so when you come back in it's all ready and clean and fresh. got sawdust everywhere. All the bits that I've cut off, I'm going to have a nice sweep up, and then it's all going to be clean. See you in the next section. Well, I've just been to get my compressor to put the edges on, and then while I've got that, I was thinking I might as well turn that upside down and then go through here and nail into the top. I wasn't going to do that, it feels pretty sturdy, but it's only glue, so it's going to be beneficial if I get some of these nails in. I'll tip it upside down now. Okay, well, it's just as well it's going to be rustic because I've just done a few errors, which I don't mind. I'll take you with me along the way. I do want it to look rustic, but as I said, I didn't want it to look wrecked. Because the planer is such a powerful planer, it's a good elu if anyone's ever heard of them. I don't think they do them now, but they were a proper, like they was. But it's because this is thin, it's caught it, snapped that, it snapped that. I probably will put a few little blocks in, no problem. As I say, it is going to be rustic. I don't want big gaps in it. So I'll put the edging on and everything, and then I'll put a few little blocks in there. Done it on that one as well. Oh, and you know, on all these little circles at the end. But apart from that, it's okay. So I'm going to cut some wood now for around the edging of them all. We use these biggies, make sure we get the job done. They're definitely going to go through that. Yep. So that's what we're going to use. Oh my God, I didn't have my apron on. That is not good. That's our first one, all the way around. We will be taking a sander over them, so I'm not too worried. It's like this one's slightly up, not bothered. I'm just going to take the sander over the whole lot, give it a good, I mean, I've got a good, sorry, the compressor started. Got a belt sander under there. Hang on. So yeah, we'll take that over. I'm just going to once again get me tea now, so I'll leave that, and then we'll just run around with this whenever I can. I'll either do it later or tomorrow. Okay, so where are we up to? Let's go and have a look. Hey, so I've put the beading, for whatever it's called, edging, all the way around all three. I've done that the other night after me tea, but I didn't film it. So okay, we'll run a sander over that now and just clean it up a little bit. I don't want it perfect, as long as there's no splinters and it looks tidy and everything. I'm not bothered about it being all completely level. That was the aim. So the only downside is to get in between all them with the belt sander that I'm going to use will be difficult. And I was hoping to use this. Again, it's just a cheap one. I keep saying don't buy cheap tools, and I go and buy cheap tools, but it's because I'm not using them all the time. The pad keeps coming off that, and that would have been ideal. But we'll see, because I have got a smaller sander. So we'll play it by ear, as I always say, and I'll get on with that. Okay, well basically that's done. It's rubbed down enough that I'm happy with. I'm going to apply some Danish oil on it now. Try that for a change, because I'm running out of the wax and there's nowhere open to buy any. Well, I think B&Q's just opened again, but it's not essential, is it? I'm not queuing up in that chaos and mayhem just for a bit of wax, so we'll use this. That's it really, that's it. I probably will let this dry, give it another coat, because I do think any type of varnish, wax or sealer or anything like that, better if you give it more than one. Hello Betty. You right? Yeah, Betty. Betty's here now with Frank. And someone commented saying it was some mothers do have them, Betty and Frank. It's not. It's just coincidence. We already had Betty and then we got Frank. So I'm afraid I do love that some mothers do have them, like, but it's got nothing to do with that. So basically that's it, finished. I'll show you it now, but I'll probably put more coats on it at another date, but that doesn't have to be filmed. At least this will be filmed, and it'll be a video out of me tinkering in the workshop and at least doing a project. And I think it's not, it can be anything you want. It could be shelves, it can be food storage, it could be in a shop, it could be like towels folded on it, jeans folded on it. The best bit I think would look good on it is a gin. Nice bottles of gin and some glasses and things like that. When I come to sell it, I'll dress it. You know, I'll put something on it, whichever I think will sell it. Might do a couple of pictures, one with some like folded clothes on, and then one with gin bottles and glasses and things, and like fruit underneath. So yeah, so that's it, finished. Again, yeah, somebody could say, oh, they're a bit rough around there. It's what I wanted, seriously, it's what I aim for. It's rustic, it's not a Chippendale. I love joinery, I like bench joinery, but it's like the mirror. I purposely want it out of old wood and salvage wood, and these are from pallets. Well, thanks very much for joining me, and as I say, it is a gardening channel and I am throwing a few obscure videos on at the moment, but I'm keeping myself busy as well in lockdown, and hopefully you'll enjoy seeing them. Yeah, I'll put some more up obviously if you want to see them. If I find out people don't, then I'll just do the projects myself and just not film them. because I'd like to bring it along because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing the videos. So that's it, yeah. So subscribe, please. Join our channel, and we'll see you on the next one. And I will show this at a later date when it's all dressed, as I say, probably on Instagram or something like that. Thanks for watching.